Laatst trokken we uit de loterij een aardig prijsje. Zei tot mijn vrienden, maak met mij een aardig reisje.
Die wou naar Brussel of Parijs, die weer naar Londen. Vooruit riep ik, we maken tijd, een reisje langs de Rijn.
In een wip
Zakkernoot zat het klepje op de boot.
Nou ja, niet per boot, maar gewoon met de auto zijn we afgereisd naar Keulen om daar met de makers van FIFA Manager te praten over hun nieuwste game, FIFA Manager 12. We spraken met Gerald Kohler, lead designer van Bright Future. Onze eerste vraag was welke verbeteringspunten de game heeft ten opzichte van vorig jaar.
We've worked in many different areas, mainly 3D match, of course. So this was one of the big focuses this year. So basically a new AI and a new user interface as well. So you can now directly click on the players, for example, on the pitch, and you can immediately change orders or change tactics, things like this. And we also have what we call pitch projections. So as soon as certain stats get interesting, they are displayed on the pitch so that you can see, for example, how many corners your team already had in the match and the goal scorers and all this kind of information. But I think the most important one is, of course, the AI, and this was the big thing this year. So we really made sure that every little point a player gets in one skill value immediately has also an effect on his playing skills, and you can really see this on the pitch. And the most important thing is, in the past, this was always something like you could play by the numbers. So when a player was just 80 and the other one was 75, he was just better. But now there's one thing we call form of the day, and this means that maybe the player has a really bad day and then he will just perform like a 60 or 55. So you must really watch the match and you must notice all the little details, and then maybe after 60 minutes or maybe even earlier you can tell, this player has a very bad day, so I have to substitute him. And then you will do this and you have a much better effect than by just waiting and playing by the numbers and waiting maybe until the fitness has reached a certain level, things like this. So we have 43 different skills of the players, and they have values from 0 to 99. And that's all reflected in the database. In total, the database has 37,000 players, and they all have realistic values. An important new feature are the club facilities. This is something we had in the game for something like 4 or 5 years, and it was basically unchanged. And this year we decided to really do this from scratch and to implement a much better version of this. So the idea was, because in browser games this works so well to have little steps of improvement, we said, okay, we want to have short construction times, and every little thing you do and everything you build up has a little effect in the game. So maybe when you extend your training facilities, then the training will improve, you will get new sessions, new things to do with your players. Or when you improve your scouting office, then this will also help you to get more information on the players. Or when the medical department gets better, you have shorter injury times, maybe just specific injuries get better, things like this. So every little building you do has a really special effect in the game, and we have something like 500 different buildings, and you can really see your facilities grow. So when you play this for many years, you will see that your little stadium gets bigger and bigger, and the stadium is now also integrated. This is also something that's important for many users, that the stadium is not just something separate somewhere in the game, but it's really on your ground. And you have 3 of them, so you have a stadium for the reserves, for the youth team, and you have your main stadium, and you can really build them up to a capacity of 120,000 people. So this gets massive after a while, and the whole facilities is a really big thing. And then the next thing we had is, of course, that the training as well is now back to the full control of the user. So now you have 40 sessions, roughly 40 sessions, and you can set 4 sessions per day. So you can actually really define what your players do in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening. And this gives you a lot of control. And I think this is something that many players wanted back, to have more control over their players. And Connected to this is the general player development system. This is something where players last year said, it's too easy and your players get too good too fast. So now this is a lot more difficult, and the general distribution of highly talented players and very strong players is basically now really stable over the years. So when you play 30 or 40 seasons, which some people will do, then you still have roughly the same amount of highly talented players. And this is, of course, something that will give you a very good long-term feeling in the game. And this was very important.
Dat is echt geen scherpte. En een beetje pielen. Dat is geen scherpte hoor. Scherpte is kijken waar de ruimte ligt. Die bal te laten gaan. Kaatsen niet door je benen heen laten gaan. Geen lange bal geven op George als Bron erbij staat. Dat is scherpte, beleving. Dit is te belachelijk. Belachelijk voor woorden. 9 tegen 8. En Geel wint het.